Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are dismantling everything you thought you knew about human relationships and rebuilding it completely from the ground up. Okay, let's just dive right into this by challenging a deeply ingrained societal maxim that probably feels like pure common sense to most of us today. If you trust everybody, people will take undue advantage of you. True or false? Well, we are going to find the basic error in this statement, but to do that, we actually need to build an entirely new framework for how we view our connections with others. Section 1. Harmony in the family. It's really fascinating to realize that family relationships aren't just invented social constructs, they inherently exist. This is exactly where our value systems are built, tested, and role-modeled. According to our source material, relationship is, and it exists between one jivan, which basically means the conscious self, or the I, and the other jivan. So it's a fundamental interaction of consciousness, not just physical bodies sharing a living room. Ask yourself this Socratic question for a second. Who actually wants trust? Yourself or your body? You know, your physical body needs quantitative things, right? Food, clothing, shelter. But feelings like trust, respect, and affection, those are continuous, qualitative needs that belong entirely to the self, or I, and not to our physical organs. Recognizing that relationships fundamentally occur between one I and another I is literally the first critical step to maintaining true family harmony. Section 2. The true basis of respect. Society has mistakenly replaced true respect with a hugely fragmented tree of differentiation. We constantly divide people up based on physical traits like age, gender, and race, or by physical facilities like wealth and job titles, or even by their belief systems. We think treating someone differently because they're wealthy or older is respect. Actually, scratch that. Society tells us that's respect. But our source material makes it crystal clear. Differentiation is the exact opposite of respect. So the crucial point here is redefining the term completely. True respect, or sammana, isn't about worshiping someone's social status. It's simply the right evaluation of them. It means accepting their individuality and evaluating them exactly as they are at the level of that conscious I, rather than judging them through the superficial lens of physical or material differences. If we evaluate each other at the level of the I, we suddenly see that the person across from you is practically a mirror. You share the exact same basic properties. Number one, you both want continuous happiness and prosperity. Your basic aspiration is exactly the same. Number two, you both need right understanding to actually live in harmony. And number three, the activities of your I, like your desires and thoughts, are continuous. Your potential is the exact same. Recognizing this profound baseline similarity completely neutralizes our societal biases and forms the only authentic basis for respecting another human being. When you can look past the physical body and clearly see, hey, the other is similar to me, true respect is just naturally generated. Section 3. The undue advantage myth. We first have to redefine trust, or vishwas, away from blind reliance on what a person does, and move toward a philosophical assurance of what they actually are. Trust is simply the assurance that, deep down, the other person inherently wants happiness and prosperity for themselves and for you. To put this into practice, we must permanently separate what people want from what they are currently capable of achieving. Think of it like two sides of a coin. On one side, we have intention. This is our natural acceptance, what we inherently desire. On the other side, we have competence. This is our current ability to actually execute that intention. When we fail to separate these two, interpersonal conflicts just explode. Think about it. When you accidentally cut someone off in traffic, you say, "Oh man, I didn't mean to." You judge yourself by your good intention. But when someone else cuts you off, you judge their competence, and you immediately, incorrectly, conclude that they had a bad intention towards you. Mistrust is born right there, and the relationship breaks down. The basic error of that undue advantage statement we started with is solved right here. Trusting everyone's intention to find peace doesn't make you naive. It gives you massive inner strength and fearlessness because you actually understand human nature. However, objectively evaluating their competence is what keeps you from getting hurt. You trust their core desire for happiness, but you evaluate their current abilities so you can make smart boundaries and not get taken advantage of. Section 4. Trusting the stranger. Applying this deep level of trust to someone you just passed on the street or met for the first time feels honestly impossible. It might even feel dangerous until we use the lens of the self that we've been discussing. Because they are an I, just like you, a stranger has the exact same natural acceptance. At their core, they want to be happy, and they want to make you happy. Their core intention is identical to yours, even if they're currently interacting with you based on severe unawareness, false preconditionings, or just a total lack of competence.
When we stop doubting a stranger's intention, we immediately step out of a state of defensive opposition. Instead, we step into a position of profound inner strength. As the Source beautifully puts it, when we trust their intention but recognize their lacking competence, we don't get angry, we actually become a help to them. We become a source of guidance rather than a source of conflict.
So to wrap up this explainer, remember that navigating any relationship effectively requires looking past the physical to recognize the conscious self in absolutely everyone. Respect means recognizing our fundamental similarities, not highlighting our differences. Trust is the unshakable assurance of good intention. And above all else, always separate intention from competence.
I want to leave you with this final thought and question to apply to your own life this week. The next time someone lets you down, will you get angry at their intention, or will you recognize their lack of competence and offer your help? Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and keep exploring your natural acceptance.